We have a new poll out from Public Policy Polling that is further evidence that the American people are liberal. Flat out liberal. Not center-left, not centrist, not center-right. They are liberal. I'll say it one more time. They're liberal. Okay, quote, 78% of voters nationally support increasing the minimum wage to at least $10 an hour. 78%. 95% of Democrats support, 69% of independents support, and even 61% of Republicans, a gigantic majority, support a hike to at least $10 an hour. Damn. Okay, so this is one of those issues where you're led to believe, super debatable, it's like a 50-50 thing, I don't know what you mean. I mean, the country's split. No, the country is overwhelmingly on the side of raise it. So why hasn't Congress raised it? There's a very simple answer to that question. The corporations run Congress. And the only people in the country who do not want to raise the minimum wage are the big corporations. So they pay their bribes to the politicians, and the politicians do their bidding, even though 78% of the American people are screaming at Congress, raise the minimum wage. Republicans, independents, Democrats, we all agree. Regular people agree. But hey, look at that. They just happen to represent the corporations who give them the money and not the people. Weird. Because I'm led to believe that money doesn't affect politicians in that way. It would appear it does. And also, by the way, that's why Congress's approval rating in a recent poll was literally 4%. How is that possible? How can you be that disliked? I'm not sure serial killers are that disliked. 4%? Unbelievable. I have more for you. Quote, 83% of voters nationally support background checks on all gun sales, to just 12% who are opposed. There's very broad bipartisan support for that, with Democrats, 89% want it, Republicans, 79% want it, and independents, 78% want it, all overwhelmingly in favor of it. Okay, so, yet again, I'm led to believe, close issue, tight issue. This is a tough one, man. We haven't even been able to get a universal background check law through Congress after children were slaughtered at Sandy Hook. Children. There was a massacre of little kids at Sandy Hook. The Democrats proposed reform. The Republicans filibustered it. Now, when did they filibuster it? Then they bragged about it. That's low. So again, why is this? If even the Republican-based voters, 79% of them say, yeah, do a universal background check. What the fuck's the matter with you? Why haven't we gotten it? Don't make me go through this again. The gun manufacturers pay the NRA. The NRA pays the Republican politicians. The Republican politicians have their marching orders of shut down any and all gun laws that come through. So they do it. So even when 79% of their base, 79% of Republicans says, do the universal background check. Don't be stupid. They go, no. So I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to my constituents, the people of my party who I'm supposed to agree with. No, I'm listening to the donors. I'm listening to the gun manufacturers and the gun lobbyists. Well, again, we see what the root problem here is: money in politics. And then finally, I'll give you one more here. 68% of voters support the EPA Clean Power Plan to 26% who are opposed. So here we go again. Even among, so some of those 68%, there's a small percentage of that 68% that are probably like climate change deniers too. But when you ask them, hey, do you support the EPA Clean Power Plan? They go, yeah. Why? Because they think, what could possibly be wrong with having less pollution, making the air safer? There's not a conspiracy on the planet that can get people to disagree with that. So 68% of the voters say, of course I'm behind the EPA. Of course I want clean air, clean water, and all these different things. It would be crazy not to. But yet again, we have people in Congress fighting this. Why? It all comes back to the industry. It all comes back to money in politics, like every single other issue. Are you sensing a trend here? The trend is the American people, you name the issue, I tell you just how liberal the American people are in the context of U.S. politics, okay? And then you see how we get no action that backs up what the people want. Because of the special interests, because of the money in politics. So this all goes back to the study, the Princeton study that was released a few years ago, which found that the U.S. is now effectively an oligarchy. We don't function like a representative democracy in a constitutional republic anymore. We function like an oligarchy. If you look at the opinion polls of the rich and the special interest and the donors, they get what they want. The American people never get what we want. Not independents, not Democrats, not Republicans who tend to agree with us on many of these issues. So that's the cancer in our system. And make no mistake about it, when people tell you it's a center-right country, it's a conservative country, it's a centrist country, no, in the context of U.S. politics with our spectrum, the American people are cuddling up right next to Bernie Sanders, and they love it.